Are you struggling in a relationship right now? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting and good communication all over the world through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, I've got something exciting to tell you about healing your relationships. So you can take steps to heal your relationships by doing this. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about relationships and relationship problems so that we can really identify what you might be dealing with. And then we're going to talk about some steps that you can take to get your relationship on the path to healing. We need to understand the word relationship. So the word relationship means to revere, to respect, to reverence another person, or to regard a person. So there's actually a lot of R words that help us understand what it means to have a good relationship or to relate with another person. So there's a bond or an attachment that exists in a good relationship. When we're having a relationship problem, usually it's because there is distance in the relationship. Maybe something has occurred, maybe there was a situation that happened where words that were said that ended up hurting feelings, or there was offense that was taken. Maybe somebody didn't do something that they should have done, and that was seen as unkind or uncaring. There are so many different circumstances that can lead to feeling distant from another person in the relationship. But one of the biggest things that we need to recognize is who carries the weight of responsibility. So a relationship is actually a one-way thing. I know that's news to some people because many people think that it takes two people to have a relationship. Well, it is true that you have to have a relationship to somebody else or with somebody else, but actually only one person is required to do the work of the relationship. Let me explain. A relationship is one-sided. So let's say you and I knew each other. Then that means that I have a relationship to you and you have a relationship to me. Right now, you're listening to me talk and I'm thinking about you listening. So I'm trying to have a relationship to you. That means I'm thinking of you in a certain way. What might be going on in this person's life, I'm asking myself. Or I'm thinking things like, what do they need someone to understand about them in order to solve or heal a relationship problem? As you're listening to me, you're thinking things about the way I look or the way I dress, maybe the way I talk or phrase my words. Those are all things that you are choosing to observe about me, and you are relating to me through the things that you see. You might be judging me and decide, I don't really want to listen to a thing that she has to say. Or you might be thinking, I like the way that she does her hair, or I like that shirt, or I think that she's making sense, so I want to listen to what she has to say. Your relationship is completely on you. I don't know what's going on inside your head or how you're thinking about me. That way that you are thinking about me is your relationship. Once we recognize that each person has full responsibility for the relationship, it helps us heal our relationship problems a little bit better. It can also create a little bit of frustration because you cannot control the way another person relates to you. Even though there are some things that you can do to improve the relationship on your side, you cannot make someone improve a relationship on their side. That's the bad news. What types of relationships are you struggling with? What has happened in a relationship that's made life difficult for you? I'm going to be giving you the steps here that will help you navigate relationship problems and hopefully get on the path to healing. But if there's something else I need to know, leave me a comment and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. So since you only have control over one side of the relationship, what do you need to do to heal your side of the relationship? Well, in order to heal your side of the relationship, you have to be humble, understanding, compassionate, kind, forgiving, honest, and teachable. When you are those things, then you are in a good place to start healing the relationship. Now, don't give up if you feel like, oh boy, I struggle with honesty. If you know you struggle with it, then start right now by making an honest statement about how you struggle with honesty. Then make another honest statement about what you have done in the relationship that you are not wanting to own up to. Just ask yourself, what do I need to admit that I have done in this relationship that I am not wanting to admit to myself? Get honest. When you are honest, you can be more intentional in all of your interactions, and that is also better for your relationships. Sometimes we do things without thinking. This hurts our relationships. Sometimes in an effort to improve or heal a relationship, we end up making a mistake that makes things worse. So, deciding ahead of time what you want to do and being intentional is always a good idea. These are the steps to healing your relationship. First, describe the situation as you see it. Describe what is going on, what feelings the other person seems like they're having, what feelings you're having, what you see that has happened with the relationship problem. As you describe, be as honest and teachable and humble as possible. Do not make excuses for yourself. Don't take this time to rationalize in your own brain. That is not going to help you heal the relationship. Relationship healing has to happen with honesty. Now, for a relationship on both sides to heal, both people have to be honest. Like I already mentioned, you can't control what's going on the other side of the relationship. You can only control your side of the relationship. But you can go toward healing with these steps. So describe what you saw that happened, and make sure that you describe what you saw was also your fault in the situation, or what you did that you know should have been done differently. Next, we're going to go in a proactive direction, and you are going to describe what you hope can happen going forward. So what do you want to occur? Describe to yourself what should have happened in the situation that went wrong, and what you want to have happen in similar situations in the future. Next, describe to yourself how you think about that other person right now, or maybe on a regular basis. What thoughts do you have about that other person? Do you judge them in any way? Do you look for things that they might be doing that could offend you? What are you doing and thinking that could be leading you to not think well of that other person, or to disconnect from that other person? Do you not trust them in some way? Now, I know sometimes people do things that make it so we really can't trust them in everything all the time. But we can always trust that a person is trying to be good and doing something that is good, even if it wasn't something we wished that they would do. So try to think the best thoughts you can about the person, even if you know you can't completely trust them because of things that have happened in the past. And I hope that you're reserving those types of feelings of mistrust for someone who has abused you in some way or hurt you in a way that you know is totally morally wrong. Because people have relationship issues all the time, and they have to work through relationship problems. And if we use every relationship problem or just one little lie or something like that to say we can't ever trust that person again, we can't ever think anything good or optimistic about that person, that actually hurts us and them for a really long time. And it's not something we want to carry around with us. One big question you might want to ask yourself is, do you ever talk bad about that person to somebody else? Do you gossip? That's going to lead to further relationship problems. So stop all of those things. If you've analyzed and found out you're doing them, just quit now. Next, apologize for what you know you have done on your side of things. If you want to heal your relationship, take ownership and take action. Go to the person and say, I'm sorry. And really care, really mean it. Don't justify anything either. Just say, I was wrong. I know that I did this, and that was not the right way to handle a situation. Even if they did something that drew you into a power struggle, you took the bait, you ran with it, don't bring that up. Just say, when the power struggle started, I did this, or I did this, which led to increasing a power struggle. I'm so sorry. That really is not something that I'm proud of, and I'm working on that. Be completely honest with your own behaviors to the other person. Maybe you can't actually talk to the other person yet. That doesn't mean that you can't apologize. Send them a text, or maybe just apologize to yourself. Tell yourself, I'm sorry for behaving in that way. I'm sorry for thinking those things. I'm going to do better in the future. And if I ever get a chance to talk to that person again, I'm going to tell them sorry too. If you can apologize in your heart and really feel sorry, even if that person is not there, that will change your relationship. That will change the way that you see them. Next, deliberately have a conversation with the person if you can. Now, I know sometimes that isn't possible, but if it is possible at all, open a really powerful conversation. Have a conversation where you want to listen more than you want to talk. You want to hear what they have to say. You want to value them, their opinions, and their story. And then you want to also ask if they're open to hearing your side of things. If they're not, don't share it yet. Then just say, just let me know if you ever would be open to hearing my perspective on this. Then they know that there's still work that they have to do, but you're totally fine with where they're at. They have to feel accepted and understood by you in order to work on the relationship on their side too, especially if they haven't done all of the description work that you've been doing. But if you do get a chance to have a conversation with them and talk about your side of the situation, make sure that you speak factually and not super emotionally. Don't try to manipulate or control the situation at all. Just describe, this is what I did, and this is probably why. And then be honest again about how you should have read the situation differently, or how you were trying to get understood and you went about it the wrong way. Whatever the circumstance happens to be, declare it just as it is. And then say, would you be willing to plan with me about how we can move forward and maybe not have this problem again? Ask them questions instead of just tell them what to do. Have a teachable, understanding tone. That's going to make all the difference. After you have this conversation with the person that you love, that you're trying to fix the relationship with, it may not be perfect at first. It could take time. Sometimes people need proof. So then just keep delivering the evidence that everything can be okay. Go forward with hope and faith in the relationship and allow it to heal using the time factor, which sometimes just has to come into play, even when we've said everything that we can say. I know that healing a relationship is at the top of your mind right now, but it's going to be hard to have these types of conversations with yourself and with other people if you're not calm. I have a calm parenting toolkit that gives 10 tools for calmness that you can use today to help you communicate more calmly with other people, whether it's in your parenting or otherwise. I highly recommend that you get that mini course, especially since right now I'm giving it to you for free. In the description section below this video, there is a link to the Calm Parenting Toolkit. It says teachselfgov.com/toolkit. Click on the link to that toolkit now, and you can start on the road to self-government. It's not a full training, but it will give you some help you need to find your calmness and hopefully heal those relationships. I'll see you there.